Today we're going to work on chart 13. This is Phonics Lesson 148. What I want us to do today is to think of the clue words for each of these special sounds, and I want you to be able to say the clue word before I can write it. Our first special sound is full, as in beautiful, full and beautiful. Okay, our next one is air in our next care, air in care, not carry. That E is silent at the end of this word. Okay, that's air in care. This is ton in mountain, ton in mountain. This one is you're in pure. This one is chur in pasture. Now be careful, that's not pastor, like Pastor Ross, like Garrett's dad. That's pasture, like a field. Okay, next, war in warm. This one is shun in nation. This one is shun in missionary. Shun in missionary usually has two S's. The shun usually comes after another S. Shun in missionary. Then we have Jean in, that's right, television. And we have A in, you learned this in kindergarten, 8. It's a number sight word. We definitely cannot sound that thing out. All right, then we have in sailor. Just learned that one yesterday. We made that one official yesterday. And we have in dollar. We made that one official yesterday also. Then we have I in crystal. Y is always trying to be a vowel. And in this case, it's trying to be I, short I. And we have air in cherry. Yeah, I gave you the word before I wrote it. That's okay. Full in beautiful. F-U-L. Air in care. A-R-E. Ton in mountain. T-A-I-N. You're in pure. U-R-E. Chur in pasture. T-U-R-E. War in warm. W-A-R. Shun in nation. T-I-O-N. Shun in missionary. S-I-O-N. Jun in television. S-I-O-N. A in 8. E-I-G-H. In sailor. O-R. In dollar. A-R. I in crystal. Y. And air in cherry. E-R-R. Okay, very good. All year long, we've been working on rules for adding suffixes. We've written them in our journals. You can go back and find them, and you can use them. We've had them on spelling tests. We have them on our worksheets, our phonics worksheets. I try to remind you to use your suffix rules whenever you're doing your writer's workshop or writing spelling sentences or writing sentences in your journals. So those rules and just be reminded of them because it's always good to review and to be reminded of them. You know, rule number 1 tells us that if a root word has a short vowel like hop and the suffix begins with a vowel like ing, you must first what? The root word is hop and the suffix begins with a vowel like ing. You must first double the final consonant. By now you should all know that. And the final consonant in hop is P. So we would have to add another P to make hopping. Okay? Now, our next rule, if a root word ends with a silent E, like in bake, and the suffix begins with a vowel like ing, you must drop what? Remember when I had one of our acrylic letters and I stood at the front of the room and held it between my 2 fingers? And what did I do to it? I dropped the silent E. Drop the silent E. Before adding the suffix. Okay, that's when you're adding a suffix that begins with a vowel. Anytime we're adding a suffix that begins with a vowel, we have to think if we need to do something to the root word or not. Okay, most of the times we do. Then our third rule is if a root word ends with a Y and you're adding a suffix that begins with an E, you must first change the Y to an I. And this is the most recent rule that we've learned, and you guys have been doing this on your worksheets and doing pretty well. Sometimes you drop the Y and you forget to add the I. Don't forget to add that I. You're swapping them out, okay? All right, so like in sunny, it ends in Y. We have to change the Y to an I before we can add a suffix that begins with a vowel, like sunniest or sunnier. Okay, so that's just a quick review of the rules that we have for adding suffixes. Let's practice adding prefixes or suffixes to these root words. Now, not every prefix or suffix will work added to the end or the beginning of a root word, but we're going to try and see which ones we can work out here. Okay, so our root word is way. Can you think of a prefix that we could add to the beginning of way to make it a new word? Well, I think would work perfectly. So let's write and I would love for you to be writing these down too. Way. Okay. Our next root word is wide. Is there such thing as a wide? No. All wide? No. Be wide? No. Wide full? Widest? Yes, I've heard of widest. Let's write widest. Wide. And it ends with a silent E. So remember, I've got to drop that silent E before I can add E-S-T. We don't want 2 E's to be there together. Okay, how about cause? A cause, all cause, because? Yes, because works. So let's write because. And we do not have to do anything to the root word when we're adding a prefix. So that works out well. Okay, our next root word is slip. A slip, all slip, be slip, slipful, slippest, slipper. Ah, slipper works. I just tried them all. So whenever you're doing some of our phonics activities and you're not sure, just start trying them till you find one that you're pretty sure is a word. And if you're not sure about any of them, then you can ask for help. Okay, happy, a happy, all happy, be happy. Well, that's two words actually. Happyful, happiest, happier. Yes, happiest and happier, they both work. So let's change it to happier. Okay, now, see that Y at the end of the word? What do we have to do to it? H-A-P-P, and we have to change the Y to an I before we add E-R. Happier, there we go. I like it. Okay, steady. A steady, all steady, be steady, steadyful, steadiest, steadier. I think steadiest or steadier. Let's try steadiest, and it ends in a Y. Steadiest. That is the steadiest. I've seen that calf be when he's walking all week since he was born. Remember, we have to change the Y to an I before we add a suffix that begins with a vowel. Drop, a drop, all drop, be drop, dropful, droppist, dropper, dropper. There it is. Mom put medicine in a dropper for me. Or we fed the baby bird using a dropper. We call those droppers eyedroppers a lot. Okay, most, almost. Ooh, there it is. Almost. You see how I'm just trying all the prefixes and suffixes? You might not have to do that. You might be able to look at the root word and know immediately what you can put in front of it or behind it. Okay, funny. I think funniest. That's the funniest joke I've ever heard. Funniest. What do we have to do to that Y? We have to change the Y to I before we add E-S-T. Okay, there we go. Wonderful. Our special sound of the day today is I in crystal. And there's that Y trying to be a vowel again. And today it's short I. So let's think of some words that have I in them. Let me write a few so that you can see, so that you'll know that these words have I as in crystal. Okay, one of the first words that I'm able to think of is mystery. Mystery. Let me write it for you. Mystery. I love a good mystery. Okay, it has I in crystal, and it also has E in baby. Okay, next, this is one that most of you should know. Most of you have one of these or had one. That's I. Yes, bicycle. Good. Okay. Here is where we have PE with Miss Shoepock in the gym. And remember, G followed by an E or an I or a Y says gym. That's the way we spell gym, or gymnastics. Okay, then in church, sometimes you might sing a hymn. A hymn is a religious song. Okay, and finally, you might hear stories sometimes in your life. They are called myths. It's a myth, whether it is actually true or not. It might be, it might not be if it's a myth, okay? And that's it. That's it for today, guys. Tonight, you're going to do, or today, you're going to do letters and sounds page 143 and 144. We'll see you next time. Bye.